So this is a very sensitive topic, and I'm gonna fear for my life after this video, because the fuzz crowd, the people that are really passionate about fuzz pedals, are really passionate about fuzz pedals. And a lot of fuzz builders out there hate each other's guts. And I don't understand why, because it's such a wonderful, loving community, this whole guitar thing. But fuzz builders can be really passionate about their fuzz building. I would post a photo of a fuzz pedal I just got. I was really happy with it. And another fuzz builder would be sliding into my DM saying, "Why are you working with him?" Because he's a fraud. He uses NKT transistors with a font that's not completely correct. I'm like, okay, dude, relax, I don't care. I just want to play guitar with a fuzz pedal. Leave me alone, I don't care. So that kind of keeps on going, and then there's this whole debate about germanium versus silicon and which one is better. Well, let's settle that right now. They both suck, because germanium will fart out at higher temperatures. If it's over 30 degrees Celsius, there will be no tone, and you won't be able to use your really high-priced NKT 275 fuzz pedal. Silicon, if you close the guitar's volume knob, there will be AM radio picked up. I have a Burkos FX third stone silicon fuzz pedal, and it'll pick up Russian AM radio, which is perfect for the coming Russian invasion. But yeah, they both have their disadvantages, and there are a lot of kind of stereotypes around it, that germanium will sound really creamy and full, and silicon is thin and really high gain and sterile. It depends on who built the pedal, and it depends on what transistors, what values were used, and it depends on the circuit. If you change one value of one resistor in a fuzz pedal, it will sound totally differently, because there are so few components in there. It's like 5 or 6 components for a fuzz pedal. So it really needs some fine-tuning and knowledge and a good pair of ears to build a good fuzz pedal, and there are quite a few builders out there that do that really well. And don't get distracted by threads on the gear page, just trust your own ears. If it sounds good, it sounds good. And this, of course, this whole thing I'm doing here is all just my opinion, and it's playing through my rig. It'll sound different through your rig, but hopefully videos like these will give you an indication of what a pedal does. So back to germanium versus silicon. To demonstrate the difference between germanium and silicon, I will be using the new Dominion Electric Fuzz. And Aaron from Dominion Fuzz in Canada, he started building fuzz pedals around a year and a half ago, doing these replicas of old 60s fuzz pedals. And he actually built me this one, which is a Germanium CV7003 or 5 fuzz face pedal, and it sounds wonderful. I'm not using it as much as I would like, because it's huge and I want more pedals on a pedal board, and I don't want a huge pedal board that will cover the whole floor. So yeah, it's not getting the amount of use it should have, but I'm really happy Aaron brought this to the market, and it will be more readily available than these, because these are all custom made and super duper expensive. So this is more readily available and more affordable. Still really expensive compared to some other pedals out there, but you will be getting 2 of his pedals in one enclosure. It is switchable between germanium and silicon, and some pedals that are switchable between germanium and silicon will only switch the transistors. But to really have a good sounding fuzz, all components need to be tuned to each other. You really need to have a good set of ears and try a lot of stuff while you're building your fuzz pedal. And Aaron is one of those guys that does that. So one side is a BC183 silicon fuzz pedal, and the other side is a CV7005 germanium transistor. And the CV transistors are military grade, so they're less prone to temperature changes. They will eventually fart out at higher temperatures, but they can handle a lot more abuse and heat than, for instance, an NKT transistor will. I don't have any scientific spec sheets or data backing that up, but that's just my experience. And that's why I chose this fuzz pedal to do this video, because it's basically two really well-tuned fuzz pedals in one. Here we go. Let's start with Germanium. Alright, so Germanium. These were the first transistors used in fuzz pedals in like the early 60s to late 60s. You could get only Germanium transistors and sounds like this. Maybe I should tune my guitar. So, cleanup. So because of that cleanup, you could have a fuzz pedal as an always on pedal. I used an MJM London Fuzz 2, the silicon version with BC108 transistors, for nearly 15 years as the only drive pedal I had. And it was always on, and I used to play with singer-songwriters and really like Bob Dylan stuff. And it worked, and it was always on, and I went from clean to nice crunch tones with just my volume pot. And if I would play a solo, open it up, go to the bridge pickup, and it would be amazing. And I played an Esquire, Fender Esquire, with just a single bridge pickup through a Marshall JTM 45 Fender Bassman kind of mashup with a 2x12 cap. It sounded wonderful. And then I started using overdrive pedals, and the first one I bought was a Timmy, and I rolled back the volume, and I was like, this is weird. It's only getting like muffled and dark and not losing any gain. So I'm really used to using that volume pot on my guitar to go to a clean tone. And I'm always looking for the same feature in overdrive pedals, so I get disappointed by overdrive pedals a lot of the times. They sound good on their own, but when I dial back the volume pot, it just doesn't work for me. And I'll be back to using the fuzz pedals. So yeah, and this one, the Germanium one, just sounds so good. I have level just below max at the moment. Let's dial back on the fuzz a bit. So this is at 9 o'clock. 12 o'clock. And back to 9. Maxed out. Alright, now on to silicon. Remember what I said about a stereotype that it's higher gain than germanium? Well, not if you tune it correctly. It's got a little more treble, which is great because it will cut through the mix really, really well. Stacking it with an overdrive pedal works really nice too. And you'll keep the cleanup. And it's a little noisy, but it doesn't matter because you can do this. So without the overdrive pedal, the cleanup sounds like this. Then the cleanup of the germanium. Silicon. Germanium. to love about this pedal. And a lot to love about the fuzz pedals in general, of course. And the cool thing is, they all sound different. Not only what's happening inside this pedal, but put another BC183 fuzz next to this BC183 fuzz, and they'll have totally different voices. So if you're in the market for a good fuzz pedal, go find a builder that is a great guy, that you connect with, and that understands what you're looking for in your fuzz pedal and what kind of tone you're after. And they'll be able to build you something really special. And Aaron from Dominion for sure knows how to do that. So I would highly recommend checking his work out. So let me know down below in the comments what your favorite is, Germanium or Silicon. Who your favorite fuzz pedal builder is, what you like about this pedal, what you dislike about this pedal, what you like or dislike about me, or who the fuzz builder is you hate the most. So, no, I'm kidding, don't do that. It's all about love here. So, yeah, let's start a conversation. Hope to see you down there in the comments. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And if you want to score some of my jam tracks or tabs for my micro lessons on Instagram, you can find those on my Patreon page. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.